Last mission. Final boss mode.
Oh man, but yeah, let's let's move on to another interesting thing that happened related to the Showtime card. One Italian, one Paulie Malignaggi was removed, from the booth, and a couple of days before that card, he was actually fired for inflammatory comments he made on an interview back in April for IFLTV, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, Now, obviously, if you follow the career of Paulie Malignaggi, dude does not bite his tongue for no one. He says whatever's on his fucking mind all day, every day. He runs his mouth. It's always one thing, whether he's bitching about something or he's talking shit about something. Paul always has things that he has a big mouth, and unfortunately, not a big punch to go behind it. So, so
bars.
So Paul is, there's always been a love and hate with Paulie Malignaggi. Me, I've never liked him. However,
I guess because God made his hands so fragile, unfortunately his mouth fucking his mouth is paused.
Even though it's been broken before.
Yeah. It never shuts up. Yeah, it never shuts up.
Yeah, and obviously Paulie accomplished what he could. For he's a 2-division champion. He's beaten some names in the sport.
No, he's fought some names.
Yeah, he hasn't beaten
let's not rewrite the reel. Let's not. He's fought some names. I don't know too many names he beat.
Well, he's being enough. He has the Zab win and the Juan Diaz.
Oh, that doesn't even. That was like a Zab that was sleepwalking. Yeah, that was the sleepwalking.
The same Zab that still dropped him with the one of the rare punches he threw in that fight.
Yeah.
The Juan Diaz that had the damn move up.
Yeah, I'll never forget the time I'll never forget the time he hurt Diaz. He actually hurt Diaz, and his mouth opened like he had an orgasm. Like, oh shit, I actually hurt somebody.
Yeah, Diaz had her to be wobbling over the place too, and that was the funniest thing ever.
He couldn't even follow up because he was so excited. Like oh shit! You did the super move that you've been practicing in the arcade for the whole month, and then you finally do it. And the guy, you think you're finishing him off, but he just has that little piece of power left, and you don't even capitalize on it because you're like, oh man, I pulled the move off.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, but yeah, that guy's been, that guy's been pretty much in main events for the better part of 15 years, and of course, he
overachieved. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he overachieved.
If I'm gonna be honest, if I said Wilder's overachieved, Paulie Malignaggi definitely overachieved as well.
Yeah, obviously, for people who don't like him, they all remember the Miguel Cotto loss, his first loss, where Cotto pretty much broke bones in his face and
I remember that shit. I actually picked Paulie to beat Cotto. I couldn't stand fucking
How
Cotto.
How could you?
Bruh, I was low-key a Paulie fan back in the day. The man had great footwork.
What?
Was on point.
I can't believe I'm hearing this from you right
now. No, I admit that. I'll admit. Because
go ahead.
I had to order the VHS tape from a friend in Cali who was doing all the fights back in the day, because on that night they had the Tarver Hopkins fight, and I picked Tarver to fucking beat Hopkins. I had a horrible night that night.
Damn, yeah.
So I went into a friend's house to see, because both fights were on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I went to a friend's house that we all trained with at the boxing gym, and we seen that fight, and I bought the Paulie Cotto card that fight later and got to see it. So I was like, damn, because it was on it was on some different type of pay-per-view. It wasn't like a HBO pay-per-view.
The Cotto Paulie was a top rank review because Top Rank used to do a lot of standalone pay-per-views.
Yeah, so just to put it in perspective, so I'm not a guy just shitting on Paulie or whatever. I respect his skills and but yeah, But back to the comments, he said, yeah, I can't rock with that shit.
Yeah, Paulie, what he used to. I mean, in that interview, I mean, basically he was talking about the era of the African American fighters was over and stuff like that, and there was no such thing as racism. That was another thing.
Ding, ding, ding. See, that's what it was. Like,
yeah.
All the other shit, he could have said that shit. I had no problem with that. I've said some shit that's similar with the whole, like, I've spoken this shit to Pat with the whole, man, you don't see that many Black Americans on the pound for pound list because people not making the fights at the right time, so niggas ain't elevating, and the ones that do make the type of fights, they not getting put on the list in time. So there's a disconnect. So I understood what Paulie was saying, but the way he worded it, saying species and all this shit, like he an alien looking down at life form, like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. But still had no problem with it.
Right.
But the whole shit when he was denying fucking racial oppression.
Racism, systemic racism doesn't exist. Yeah.
In this climate, like, I couldn't rock with that shit. Like, nah, like, that was one of those, like, bruh, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, nah, and he was always commenting, like, on, like, anytime, because I always remember when Kendall Holt, like, I forgot what the fight was, but Kendall Holt went on Twitter, he's like, man, they can never let a black man win. And Paulie, of course, was the first one that's like, whoa, champ, take it easy. All fighters get robbed. I'm like, of course he would say that. Of course he would.
Yeah.
Just because.
All fighters except Canelo.
Yeah.
He'll never get robbed.
But yeah, no, Paulie, and that's it. And if you ever go on Paulie's Instagram and especially his Twitter, he do be saying some really, some wild things.
Far out there shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude is, I mean, for a guy that used to be like yo and all this type of stuff like that, and try to be cool, like it seemed like once he started losing his hairline, he started, that the Republican shit started coming out of him.
No, I never bought that because he is from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, which people in New York City and Brooklyn know that is a Italian racist neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I remember one time because people was funny story. People was laughing at me. Just laughing because I made a joke because when I went to the Swift Paulie fight back in the day, like 5 years ago, it was in Barclays, and I'm yelling Paulie. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Paulie. This ain't no Brooklyn shit. Take that shit to Bensonhurst. And motherfuckers was just laughing because they knew what it was about. Like, fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah. No, Paulie, just seemed like he got more comfortable. Like, after he was done taking,
because he already used up the culture and got where he needed to be.
Exactly. Like he's like the boxing version of Kid Rock.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like after getting
the boxing version of Justin Bieber, the boxing version of insert any white kid, white artist, female, male, don't matter.
Post Malone.
That uses the fucking uses the culture, get where they need to be, gets the yo, and wears the jerseys and the ice, and gets the fake ass braids.
Yeah, basically he was the Italian version of Marky Mark. Now he's trying to be Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. and Marky Mark was racist as fuck too.
Hell yeah, he was. He's the
Mark Wahlberg.
My woman was talking about because he's from our town, like all type of shit that he got into. He's like,
hey, look it up, people. Like I think he threw bottles at a bus full of black kids.
He blinded
Asians.
Blinded an Asian guy.
Mark Wahlberg is a scumbag.
and then they play it off like, oh well, that was my younger days. I've
these
grown
dudes be
and
young adults, like younger days my ass, like
Nah, and then Paulie, and I'm saying now Paulie's learning that shit. I mean, after he done took ass from niggas, like in the latter part of his career, seemed like he's a little frustrated now. So that's why he's probably laying off all his other.
I mean, listen, I understand that. I mean, we do have a lot of Eastern Europeans that are doing very well. So I'm not going to act like that's not true. But just the way that he said it was just the way he worded it. Just came out.
Yeah, it was very.
The way he worded was suspect as hell. But I'm overlooking that. It's the shit afterwards, man. That's the shit that really just got me. Like, sometimes you can have a bad opinion and word it, and you're like, shut up. But then you double down on it, and then you put extras on it. Now it's like, all right, nigga, like what?
Yeah.
Oh, he just seemed too happy to say, "Oh, black people aren't on top in boxing anymore," because that's why white people are envious that black people took over boxing. That's why white people moved to MMA. That's why the average white person, average suburban white person,
Yeah,
fucks
he
with MMA.
was celebrating that shit. Like you hear it in his voice. Like bro, like hold on, you for boxing or what? Like you overachieved in boxing. Like you wouldn't do shit in MMA. Bare knuckle brawling.
We already saw what happened. Yeah, we already saw what happened when you did bare knuckle.
Yeah.
And that's closer to boxing than MMA, so it's like you couldn't even translate your boxing into that shit. Like a guy with damn popsicle stick fingers is trying to bare knuckle. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like Paulie's just trying to find a place for himself, and now he just cost himself a job.
He had one. It was called Showtime Championship Boxing.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the value that people think is lost, that some people think is lost, is heavily overstated. Like he's honestly.
I never was a fan of his commentating like that.
No, I always was a fan of his commentating, but eventually along the line, he just kind of he became like I'll give you an example. Pat, you get this. He was like Jesse Ventura in wrestling. He just used the fights to kind of put himself over instead of calling a good fight. Like just he made like, even in his analysis of like fights that's going on, he like kind of made it like all about himself, or kind of like he was flexing a little bit. You could tell.
Yeah.
Like, so it just became eventually it just became too much to handle.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he couldn't, like, I mean, when he was on point, when he didn't have any bias towards whatever fight, he gave good insight. And so, but it just seemed like more and more he was going for self.
The nigga started hyping him up, but the thing is, Paulie, he watches a fight the way he want you to watch it if it was him type of shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, he has a bias, and then I never could understand why people always hype it up. Like, is he insightful? Does he say some good shit? Yeah, but like,
I think every fighter has like especially with the color commentators, with the ex-fighters, I feel like all of them have like a little bit of bias. It's just how much you can tolerate. Because Ward is like that a lot. He's biased as hell.
Yeah, Ward got bias. Yeah, Ward bias is a motherfucker. Yeah, but Paulie, like, the thing is, Ward kind of came in the game with that bias. Like, Paulie kind of he fucking started off one way, and then as soon as he got his foothold, he just snuck all the other shit in, and to the point he became like everyone else, fast as fuck.
Mm-hmm. It's just like.
And the thing is, at least Ward, you had Kellerman and other guys kind of throwing bias, like kind of egging him on with the bias, because they would be biased as fuck too. And you know how they had a little circle jerk whenever Kovalev fighting.
Yeah.
So it's like Ward already had it in him, but he had like the environment to cultivate that shit. Well, Paulie, he's usually the most knowledgeable guy sitting there, so.
I mean, Bernstein is knowledgeable. I like Bernstein.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about like as far as a boxing, like there's nobody really challenged him, and Bernstein ain't a guy that's gonna argue you down and shit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I guess that's what I said. You can't really compare because Kellerman and Ward, like, their chemistry was really well. They played off each other really well. Whereas Paulie kind of
throwing bias lobs at each other.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna play off each other.
I mean,
like,
it's not only that. It's just like he didn't. I felt like eventually he just got to a point where, and this is where I soured on Paulie as a commentator, where he was just overstepping everyone's boundaries. He's even overstepping fucking Mauro Ranallo. Like when you're overstepping the play-by-play guy that's just calling the play-by-play and not like on a color commentator thing.
Yeah, the
like,
guy that Mamma Mia.
Yeah, like now you're getting a little too overzealous.
Bro, Paulie loves to hear himself talk, bro. I'm gonna just be straight up honest with you. Like when I was down here at the damn, when I was down here, nigga, I'm always down here. When they had the fucking Mickey Bay Bartholomew fight,
God.
Paulie sat like maybe 2 or 3 rows behind me. And like he came to the fight like a little late, I think. Sometime I think after during the Caleb Plant fight, because Tank and Caleb Plant fought on the card too. But he came around that time, and you could hear his voice. You know, the little audience behind him was hyped up, and like people would ask him questions. Like even my wife was like, "Oh damn! Like does he ever shut the fuck up?" Like he was literally commenting the fight while in the audience. And you had people around him like, yeah, so Paulie, what do you think about this? Paulie, this, that. I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah, Paulie loves to talk. And I've been around Paulie many times. The first time I met him was actually in Connecticut at the Gary Russell fight, you know, and this is when, and then his
Gary Russell, what, versus TBA or?
Gary Russell versus the Irish dude, Highland. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TBA.
Yeah, and then I remember when I shook Paulie's hand, I was like, man, his hands are kind of like soft for a fighter. Like, dude,
why the fuck do you think they break all the time? God damn.
But hold on, you got this 6'3", 6'4" Nigeria monster over here fucking breaking people's hands on handshake talking about.
No, it's not.
You know, sorry about that.
Like I said, no, I've shook hands with fighters like that Vito Milnicki kid. I shook his hand. That dude had like his hands were like fucking like almost crushing mine, and that was a fucking 18-year-old kid. You know, so like Paulie's like, yeah, how did this nigga become champion with these hands?
Infinity Gauntlet at home or some shit. Then
yeah.
Like, nah, I don't need this. My feeling of Jollof rice. I could throw the moon into the sun or some shit today. You know? Nigga, prove you wrong.
Thankfully, every fighter that I've shook their hands, they had strong hands. So I'm like, okay, I can see why these motherfuckers hurting people. Strong ass Jared Hurd and his fucking juggernaut hand.
Yeah.
See, I can't really say nothing because I mean niggas done told me I done had bitch hands like all my life. They soft and like I don't know, but
yeah, but you never a world champion, so that's all right though.
Yeah. Everybody tells me my hands are strong. Like everybody tells me I have strong hands. So, but
fuck y'all niggas. When I do meet y'all, I'ma just give y'all a dab. Y'all ain't gonna get me on no fucking handshake. Oh, I knew, this nigga be running his fucking mouth just like Paulie, these bitch ass hands. Nah, y'all ain't gonna set me up, man. I see how
thankfully, looking back at it, I'm kind of really happy that now that we never got, thank God Paulie never commentated on he wasn't the commentator for the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. Because that would have been, oh my God.
Yeah,
Lord.
That would have been even more unbearable shit. Like that whole card was unbearable.
So now I have a question for y'all. Who do y'all think would be the best fit full time? I don't know if they'll go the full time route with the same person like a Paulie or a Roy Jones did. But
well, they had the better Magic Man, but you know,
Tarver. No, actually, yeah, they got to a point where even I'm like, you know what, Tarver is better than fucking Paulie.
I've been saying Tarver was better. He a better fighter and a better commentator without the bias.
I said this. Tarver was the highlight when PBC was on Spike when it was called Spike. That dude.
Yes.
That dude was the highlight of the card. The dude used to call them fights, and the fights were exciting on that channel. The PBC fights were exciting on that channel. That dude was perfect for that channel. Now, Abner Morris, let me mention Abner Morris. Like, first of all, if he wants to fight again, he should not fight again. Like,
I was looking because I was with my girl watching the fight, and I'm like, babe, like, can you look at this guy? Like, just besides the fact that he looks like the Mexican Bruno Mars, is it just me or does he have like a fucking heavy lazy eye? Like that eye, like I'm like, I don't remember his eye being this lazy. She's like, I don't see it. Like I see it. Like his eye is just like fucking. I don't know if lazy is
glassy to me. Like
I was gonna say, I don't know if lazy was maybe glassy is the better word, but like something was, and it kept fucking bugging me out.
It's the because the dude had like 2-3 retinal injuries. That's because he was supposed to fight in New York that card that was supposed to we went to P, and he couldn't get licensed there because the New York State Commission is like strict about eye injuries.
Wait, hold up. Was that when he was supposed to fight? What's his name? The guy that tanked for.
Quasar.
Quayon. Yeah, I remember he was supposed to fight. Yeah, then the eye injury happened.
Yeah, and now you look at him like his eyes like drooping. Like it wasn't like he was cross-eyed. I was like, bro, he has that Zeus from No Holds Barred. I'm like, bro, shouldn't be fighting no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I mean,
wow, oh my god,
Yeah,
But,
the Depot
about a
shit.
throwback movie.
but I mean, he did a decent job, but I don't think long term that's probably
Yeah,
he's gonna do, or he's
I
gonna
think there are better fits for that color commentator role than Abner. No disrespect to Abner, but
Abner's cool on the other show that
No,
he
he's
had
cool.
with Porter and I forgot the chick name.
Katie.
Kate Abdo?
No, yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
that's it. Yeah, like
Honestly,
they got
I
good
think-
chemistry.
Honestly, the few times he's done it, I actually like Porter as a commentator, as a
Yes,
color
yeah.
commentator. So I wouldn't mind having like even like I don't know, like you don't have to do it like one full-time guy, but rotate it between guys. Have Porter 1 week, Thurman another week, like do it like that.
Marquez was good. Raul Marquez is
Thurman
good.
was
Yeah. Yo, don't pick Wilder. Wilder doesn't. I can't.
Or even
Who the hell? Wait, you suggested
Yeah.
Wilder?
or why don't they upgrade?
That's
upgrade
a fade
Mar-
on sight. Hell no.
Upgrade Marquez from Showbox to regular Showtime.
Yeah, they should.
Honestly, I don't know why they haven't done that. Raul Marquez is pretty good commentating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, why? But him and Steve Farhood got like a good chemistry going, so I could see if they just want to keep him there. But I'm just like, damn, man. Like,
Maybe me personally, because I was wondering that for a while too. I think because his name doesn't have the cachet of the other guys, which is crazy because Raul Marquez was a hell of a fighter. Like
it was a better fight than Paulie. That's for damn sure.
exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Paulie. That's what gets me with Paulie. Like he's always complaining, always on some woe is me. The world is against me. But dude, you've gotten great looks.
the judges,
fucking career.
the judges
You
are always against me.
overachieved. Like he overachieved almost like I would say he overachieved more than Wilder. Real talk.
Of course
Yeah,
he did.
Because Paulie never even beat a Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
He never beat. Guys, I know niggas is like that.
But
He
the thing is
bigger
that
than Wilder. His
No,
resume.
I mean, of course, to me, it's a no-brainer that he's overachieved more than Wilder because for all the faults that Wilder has, I mean, and he has quite a bit of them. I'm not gonna fucking go into them,
Laundry
but
list.
I can see why he ended in the position that he did and how he achieved some success because of what the good attributes that he does have, even if it's one or two. Or at least with Paulie,
And at the end of the day, he still fought, a guy like Luis Ortiz. He still fought a Malik. He still beat a Malik Scott. He still beat a damn Stavern.
Yeah, where it's like with Paulie, okay, because I was never a fan of Paulie, and just like it's not even the power. It's just like, okay, so you don't have power. He also doesn't have good defense to make up for. His defense isn't that good. I don't know why people were making him out to be like a defensive
Because his
wizard.
footwork, he could move it around, and his footwork got him out of the way of punches. Nothing else. Like Cano was able to put his foot in his ass.
That's what I'm saying. Cano beat his ass, and I don't know how. Like Cano beat his ass. And, yeah, I was gonna say.
in Brooklyn. So that's the shit that get me when Paulie always complaining. Like he complained like he got robbed against Broner, but dude, you just got a gift in the fight right before Broner, and you got dropped. So it's like that's the thing. It's like, and I feel like Paulie's one of these type of people where he's always gonna think somebody's making out better than him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the type of dude if you have the class pizza party. And everybody starts off with 2 slices. There's some kids in the back that are hungry, eating their shit kind of fast, and they get that 3rd slice. Paulie's gonna bitch about that 3rd slice when you had 10 or 12 slices up there that he could have got to if he just shut the fuck up and eat his damn slices faster.
Yep.
That's how he come off.
He just became too much of a hater. Like, and then with the Pacquiao shit,
But
and
he
then
been
with
a hater though. He been
and then, well, I mean, it did what I didn't really start seeing it for myself. Like I think the eye opener for me was after he got knocked out by Sean Porter and then accused him of being dirty, like all because he knocked him out. Like
you missed the whole Ricky Hatton saga. He complained about Ricky Hatton being a dirty fighter.
I mean, he
can't get away with that. If it was in America, he couldn't do all that holding, grappling, mauling. Okay, fights him, gets ass whooped, stopped.
Well, to be fair, I think a lot of people, including myself, thought that Hatton's fighting style was a little bit questionable at times.
I know, I fucking did.
Yeah, so I mean.
But this is the thing. If you're gonna run your mouth about it,
he was borderline rough, dirty. I'm not gonna put dirty, but he was borderline there. Like,
but he still had the damn hand speed. He still had the power. He still had great footwork, upper body movement. He put all that together. Was he rough? Hell yes, he was rough. But I don't want people to start this shit when Hopkins has been rough as fucking dirty all his goddamn career.
Oh, but he's blatantly,
no. They say it's crafty.
No, Hopkins is blatantly dirty. Like,
but
I don't know.
Niggas up here saying that was highly skilled. I remember when James Toney called him out, like, dude, man, he dirty old man. He can't box for shit. I remember those boxing talk interviews. He said Hopkins, all he do is he hold his head down and he throw the right hand without looking because he's too afraid to get punched back in the face.
Him and fucking Holyfield were the king of headbutts, but like Hopkins was egregious with his shit. Like he wasn't even hiding.
Yeah.
He was literally just.
Holyfield showed you some damn Hall of Fame level boxing skills though too.
Yeah, and then just
Bernard kind of showed you that every once in a while with a litany of low blows and elbows and hip shots and
headbutts.
Oh Lord. So but the thing is, Paulie Malignaggi. He was for months saying this shit about Hatton. And I feel like when you talk that much cash shit and you end up fighting, dude, you cannot get your ass whooped like he did.
Yeah, and he got his ass whooped badly.
He got whooped. Buddy McGirt had to stop it. And then after that, what'd he do? He complained and bitched and moaned about Buddy McGirt. Even though Hatton was landing hellacious left hooks and right hooks on him all night. Fight was competitive for like 2 rounds. And then once Hatton got the timing, boom, beat his ass.
Yeah.
That's why Paulie Malignaggi races, because everybody's beat his ass already.
Yeah, pretty much is like, I mean, dude,
the whole United Nations of boxers put their foot in his ass.
Yeah, and it's sad too, because I mean, I know Paulie thinks, I mean, obviously, and Paulie knows that his boxing career alone won't put him in the Hall of Fame. So
Hell fucking no.
You would think that he would at least try to be a good commentator, so at least he'd get in on that little aspect.
Too fucking biased, man. Like
he got his little trinkets. Like he's not a fucking great elite Hall of Fame fighter. Fuck out of here.
He's not even in the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
He's Hall of Solid. If that.
There's no halls for that.
Yes.
People just gonna remember Paulie for getting his ass whooped by the top guys, saying racist shit, and complaining a lot.
And hitting with like pillows in his fists.
Yeah, like I mean, who wants to remember that? I got better memories of Rocky Juarez, and he never won a title. I got better memories of David Tua.
And he ain't won a title.
Fucking Michael Dose got better memories. Like, bruh, like all these dudes, like, bruh.
Yeah.
Like Paulie Malignaggi, you overachieved. You're always complaining. You're always bitter about something. But boxing looked out for you greatly.
Yeah,
to hate on black people on some like we stopped you from doing this is like bullshit.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah, which is weird because then he would always it was weird. He would always like low key shit on people. Like, why is he like? Because like where like to the naked eye, it doesn't sound like he's shitting on them, but he's shitting on them. Like he would shit on Danny Jacobs. I'm like, wait a minute, like, why are you low key shitting on him? Like he'd be jealous because a fellow Brooklyn boxer was better and got more shine than him. Like,
dude's a bitter, jealous ass dude, bro. Like.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it's good for him. Now, knowing this, he'll probably be snatched up by the Zone. You know, because
Oh God, no.
I've seen him on the Zone event. I mean,
No,
I know he does like the UK broadcast and shit like that for.
I think he still got what Sky Sports. Like he still.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
can we just keep Mora? Like,
yeah, just find somebody to replace Mannix.
Yeah.
Or just have him in the building, but don't have him, you know, team up with Mora, because you bring Mora down,
right?
And Mora starts saying suspect off the wall shit.
Yes.
Like y'all need to get the like I don't know.
Mora's solid. Like
he is, but now lately he's been saying dumb shit for the last. Like, jeez, like
like the whole thing about Oscar.
Like,
yeah, like when dude was pandering for to be an Oscar's comeback opponent, just talking all like Oscar's handsome and all this.
That's
like,
dude.
He's like, stop talking like that, bro. What's wrong with you?
Coke on, like the fuck.
Yeah, you trying to fight or fuck? Like, sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like get it together. Just say you want to fight to do it.
Good. Like, look, you got too many boxers out there that need a check. Too many retired boxers out there who need more respect.
I wonder if Roy will get the call.
Yeah.
Get him the call. Like, stop circulating the same 3 bums, yo. Like,
because I would like to see Roy on Showtime.
Roy would be dope. Roy be dope on any fucking platform.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, Roy signed to UFC Fight Plus with his promotion, so he's not gonna.
Oh, fuck! I didn't realize.
These niggas just run away from boxing when they done.
No. I mean, UFC Fight Pass has boxing. It's just his promotion they air his fights on there, so that's where he's going to be for a couple more years.
UFC Fight? What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
it's a streaming service, just like the Zone.
Bullshit.
Yeah, yawn. No one's gonna remember boxing on UFC night. Like, what the fuck? Like, that don't even sound right. Like,
yeah, I mean,
what is this Marvel versus Capcom shit you fucking about?
Yeah, nah, this is like Marvel versus fucking Dead or Alive or some off the wall shit. This is Tekken versus Soul Calibur. Nah, this is King of Fighters versus Virtual Fighter. Like, this some off the wall. Like, who asked for this shit?
Yeah.
Hey man, like they got. I mean, boxing promotion, man. They gotta find a home, bruh.
Yeah, this don't get any more fucking racist like Paulie Malignaggi. Like, and me, I'm kind of just done with dude. Like,
yeah, so am I. Like, dude. I mean, dude. Like,
this was some
too.
I mean, dude has made more than enough money in boxing. I know he's banked $1 million payday, so he should just go and take that.
Go fuck his side bitches and just be done with. We don't want to see you.
Shit, somebody might steal that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
You took my. Don't say you stole my side piece. Like, dude,
you sound
dude,
so
just
fucking.
beat your ass for 8 rounds straight.
Yeah.
And you worried about a damn side piece that don't want you, like, nigga, like, like, I don't really have nothing else to say about Paulie.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah,
I can't even pronounce it. I'm fucking up his last name.
Yeah, we gave this
Paulie
egghead enough shine.
Yeah.
I'm done with egghead.
Oh man, no.